The new 9/11 Memorial Museum, located at the site of the September 11th terrorist attacks, opens to the public next week. The exhibit marks a shocking and solemn episode in U.S. history. CCTV's Karina Huber got to tour the exhibit and has this report.
America's top dignitaries attend the dedication of the 9/11 Memorial Museum, which sits on sacred ground, the former site of the World Trade Center.
Those we lost live on in us, in the families who love them still.
Very little remains of the Twin Towers, which collapsed in the terrorist attacks almost 13 years ago. But what does is largely a part of the new exhibit. This trident once formed part of the exterior of the North Tower, hit by American Airlines Flight 11. Now it serves as the entry point for the museum. The exhibit houses large structural pieces like the last column, which was the last one removed from the site in 2002, and the staircase used by hundreds of fleeing survivors. But it also includes smaller, intimate pieces, like the shoes survivors wore while running away from the collapsing buildings. The exhibit aims to both educate people on what happened on September 11th and memorialize those who perished in the attacks, including the many police officers and firefighters. As we can see here, we've got the company Ladder 3 truck. Everyone on that truck perished on that day. Nearly 3,000 people, including almost 350 firefighters and paramedics, were killed that day.
I lost my husband, David Barry.
Paula Barry is one of many relatives who helped advise the museum.
It's incredibly powerful and poignant to have the museum finally complete. It is a remarkable space. The care that has been taken to make it a place for everybody, in a way, is really remarkable.
While the terrorist attacks took place on U.S. soil, it was experienced globally. Over 90 nations lost people in the attacks.
In Italy, we're displaying the same thing.
The exhibit opens with audio recordings of people around the world recounting their memories of 9/11 in different languages.
The introductory exhibit was conceived as a way of bringing the narrative that people have in common into the foreground as we enter the museum and saying this is something we all witnessed.
While the exhibit illustrates humanity in its darkest form, it also aspires to be uplifting by showing the global outpouring of support in the days that followed.
9/11, or 9/12, if you will, is also a lens into the best of who we can be. That's what this museum is about.
Organizers of the museum hope that the space will be a place of healing for everyone touched by the events of that day and the days that followed.
There are things down there that will remind me and bring back the day as if it was yesterday. And then, of course, I'm living a life, and it's been 13 years.
The opening of the museum marks the end of a painful chapter in America's history, while ensuring future generations never forget what happened on 9/11. Karina Huber, CCTV, New York.